Golf Central on YouTube, brought to you by the Chrome Soft Golf Ball from Callaway.
Hello there, I'm Cara Banks, and this is your Golf Central update. Rory McIlroy now has 23 PGA Tour wins under his belt after his triumph and successful defense of the CJ Cup in South Carolina this week. It was a tight race on the front nine of the final round at Congaree Golf Club, but Rory shot to the top of the leaderboard, making 4 birdies on his back nine. Actually finished bogey at 17 to make it look a little bit closer, just a one-stroke victory ultimately. And with the win, McIlroy regains his spot as #1 in the official world golf ranking. He caught up with the media after the victory.
Yeah, someone had told me on the Friday night of the Valero Texas Open when I missed the cut that I'd be world #1 by October. I would have asked them what they were smoking because I would not have believed them. So, yeah, it's just been a wild 6 months. You know, I figured a few things out with my game, and I've just been on a really good run. Everything sort of feels like it's came together for me, and you know, today was just a continuation of how I've felt like I've been playing over these last few months, and you know, now it's all about going forward and trying to just keep this going. Yeah, but it's amazing. Yeah, it's a lot to process right now, just with everything. But just really proud of myself with how I handled this week, knowing what was at stake, and really just, you know, how I've played over these last few months.
Secondly, you've told me, we've asked you about this all week, and you mentioned pride quite a bit as it relates to #1, and also that you've done this many times. Your voice still seemed to catch a little bit out there when you were talking to Todd. Yeah. Are you surprised at all by the emotion that hit you, and why did it, do you think?
You know, this tournament last year was the start of me trying to build myself back up to this point. You know, I had a really rough Ryder Cup. You know, I've talked about that at length. I think I was outside the top 10 in the world. You know, it's not a position that I'm used to being in, and I think just the steady climb back up to the summit of world golf, and what it takes, right? What it takes, and it's not just me. It's everyone that's a part of my team. It's not a solo effort, and I just think about everyone that's made a difference in my life. Obviously not over the last 12 months, but ever. But it's you know, just thinking over that last 12 months, there's a lot of people that deserve a lot of the plaudits, and you know, I'm the one that sits up here and takes them, but there's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes that people don't know about, and all of that stuff combined is just as important as what I do out there trying to get these wins. So it's a team effort, and I think whenever I think about that, that's what gets me a little bit choked up and emotional, because it's really cool to be on this journey with other people that you want to be on the journey with, you know, and that's a really cool part of it.
You've also spoken about the, you know, since you were last #1 and how much has gone on since then, and we think about Poppy's birth last September, I think, and COVID. Is there more that we're missing?
Yeah, I think so. I think those sort of life changes, they're bound to change you, right? I'm not going to be the same person that I was before Poppy was born. You know, all these experiences in some way change you, and hopefully they've changed me for the better. So yeah, I'm not saying that you're missing anything, but I just think that, you know, the last 2 years, there's a lot has went on in my life, and you know, the vast majority of it for the better, and is great. But you know, the only thing I would say that has been a downer at times has been my golf. But it's nice to have come out of those little ruts and get to this spot.
We'll go to Jeff next.
A year ago, when you kind of drew the line in the sand and decided to take ownership, or whatever you're going to do going forward, you were going to own it. Did this feel like a close destination to get back to number one, or far away?
Far away. Yeah, it did. I felt, you know, I think the last I was, I think Jason Day, or no, Jordan Spieth got to world number one at Whistling Straits in 2015 when Jason Day won, and I didn't get back to world number one until 2020, so it was nearly 5 years. But it wasn't 5 years of, it was just 5 years of, you know, top 5, top 10. But it's important, right? So anyways, you know, it took me 5 years to get back in 2020, and then COVID hit. I struggled through COVID, coming out the back of COVID, sort of struggled a little bit too. And it's, you know, it's been a couple of years since I've been world number one. So again, just, yeah, it felt far away, and you know, I'm surprised that over the last 6 months I've played as well as I have to get back to this spot.
Meanwhile, on the LPGA Tour, there were storylines galore all week long as well. The 19-year-old who ultimately finished in 6th, the Tactical, did have the opportunity to ascend to the number one ranking herself if she finished in the top 4, unable to get that done today. Instead, it was Lydia Ko who earned her 18th career victory on the LPGA Tour and her first in the country of her birth, Korea, not far from her birthplace of Seoul. It was an emotional victory for her.
How do you make the game look so easy?
If only it was easy. You know, it was a pretty packed leaderboard, and going into today, you know, especially with how Ataya has been playing, I knew that I needed to have my A game, and I think I set a goal of 5 under, and if somebody plays better than me and I don't end up winning, you know, that's all I can do. So I just try to focus on me. Definitely made the 18th hole a little harder than it actually should be played, but you know, it's great to be back in the winner's circle, and I think it means a lot to win in Korea, where it's a place that I'm born, and I think makes it very special.
Oh, I can imagine. I mean, it's that you've won all around the world. This is your 18th win on the LPGA Tour, and you've won everywhere, but this is the first win in the country of your birth, and I can see how much it means to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you've been absolutely remarkable, and to have 2 wins in 2022, because it's been a difficult few years for you, but you've come back, you fell outside of the top 50, you're now 5, you're going to get higher in the game. You must be so proud of how hard that you've worked.
Yeah, you know, I don't think I could be here without the help of my family and my friends and my sponsors, and I think my team has really trusted me more than I trusted myself at times, and you know, coming into this week, I think I said more than ever, I really want to win in Korea once before my career is done, and to be able to do that, and a few of my relatives are here, and this is the first year since COVID that we've had fans. I think it means a lot, and you know, a win is special in its own way. No, I can't say which one of the 18 is better than the others, but I think this is one to cherish, and no, I wanted to finish off this season strong. I only have 2 more events this year, and to be able to win here, I don't think I have any complaints for 2022.
So congratulations to our winners, Lydia Ko, Rory McIlroy. Yannick Paul got his first one on the DP World Tour. It was a good weekend in golf.